All right, thanks for joining me today on the MRExperience. My name is Gene, and today we're going to be looking at two pretty unique menus here. I found these on eBay. There's no date codes on them anywhere. No identifying markings other than distributed by Wornick from McAllen, Texas. This is menu 2, and it says 1 complete meal ready to eat. This is menu 3, also not even manufactured, but I'm just assuming distributed by the Wornick Company. And this is menu 3. Like I said, there's no identifying date codes on this. There's just a peelable seal, a menu number, a statement saying 1 complete meal ready to eat, and that's it. So some people suggested that this is a civilian meal, but if it was, why is it in a heavy polyvinyl bag like the regular MREs? It is a tan bag. So this is all I'm going to be consuming today. The video will be a 2-part video, 1 part for menu 2, 1 part for menu 3. So let's unbag these and see what we have for the contents. And then we'll plate everything up and enjoy it. So I'm going to save these bags. So we're going to peel them as nice as we can. These are a very thick bag. So that's menu 2. Let's open menu 1. No peeking. All right, so let's see what we have in menu 2, distributed by the Wornick Company. And let's see what date code we have. So first meal, look at the ingredient list. That is not that long. That's pretty interesting. Shelf Stable Foods Incorporated by Cincinnati, Ohio. This is an 8-ounce main, and I have no idea what this date code means. 277th day on 6. Is this 2006? 1996? I don't know. All right, let's continue on. Maybe we'll find something else. Look at this, Army crackers. See if there's any kind of date code on this. All right, we have a 795th day of 7, a green old type beverage bag. This is by Transpac Services, Brooklyn, New York. Beverage base powder, 34 grams net weight. Dissolve entire contents of 34 grams in an envelope of 12 ounces, half of a canteen cup, cold water. And we have a 6 of 218. Wow, and it keeps getting more interesting. An old type cookie bar. So now this might be really older than we think, because these weren't produced very long. And we have a 310 of 5. Grape jelly, which feels good. A unique type of accessory packet. We have a salt packet. We have a winner's towelette. We have a pretty unique looking spoon, which feels pretty good. Napkin, chiclets, and USA matches. Doesn't look like we have any pepper. Yeah. All right, so that is the contents of menu 2. Menu 3 will be, look at this, we didn't see this type of advertising of performance on meals for a while. This is chili and macaroni, 10th day of 7, maybe 97. This is also an 8-ounce main, packaged by Shelf Stable Foods, Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah, that is it. Oh, wow, look at this. Another 310.5, 95, 310th day. Cereal bar. Right, that is a cereal bar. No, that is an oatmeal cookie bar. Let's see what this was. This was also an oatmeal cookie bar. So we have our oatmeal cookie bar. We have another pack of crackers, same manufacturing date. We have another grape. Well, this was cherry, 218.6. This is 105. So we have a grape drink and a cherry drink. Okay, and then on top of it, we have a silver packet of peanut butter from Right Away Food Corp, McAllen, Texas. And this is similar to what we find in humanitarian or daily rations or survivor rations. So this is interesting. We got a mix of different type of components, and they all range possibly from different year periods. And then we have our salt, looks like a Sunday spoon, a hand wipe, chiclets, and matches. So that is our menu contents. This is pretty interesting. I can't wait to get into this. Menu 2, pork with rice and barbecue sauce. Menu 3, chili and macaroni. So let's look at exactly what type. And then we have a 25T on this. And let's see, any writing on this? No writing on this. So let's open this up and look at this. It has old school painter's tape. I wonder if this one had the same thing. No, this one is completely sealed. I want to save this packaging because this is pretty unique. Alright, so let's first open the pork with rice and barbecue sauce and see what type of retort pouch it comes in and what is the condition. Alright, so we have an old school looking retort pouch. Looks good. Almost looks like the 1980s type retort pouch. Everything feels good in here. It doesn't feel like it's delaminating. And we have pork with rice and barbecue sauce. And we have 2776. And that's it. All right. Let's see what this one holds. Another old school looking retort pouch. Kind of feels like it is delaminating. Has like a weird feel unless there's air in there. Either way, we're going to get into it. Chili and macaroni. Same date code, 10/7. All right. Well, we're going to plate this up. I'm going to heat the main in boiling water for 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. Stand by. All right, we're back. I warmed up the pork with rice and barbecue sauce in the mystery green retort pouch. It is smoking hot. We got crackers. We got a beverage base cherry. We have a cookie bar, dry, and we have grape jelly. So let's dig into this mystery civilian packaged MRE, and let's see what we got. I have a backup spoon from a current US MRE, and we have our favorite powdered cayenne pepper flavoring, just in case we need it, since this only comes with salt. So let's mix up the drinks first. Wow, that smells good. Not very clumped up. Let's add that to our mixing jar. All right, and we're going to fill that up with, as they suggest, 12 ounces, half of a canteen of cold water. So we threw some ice cubes in there, and we'll get that mixed up to 12 ounces. Here we go, 12 ounces. All right, looks like it mixed up very nicely. While that's chilling, let's open up our mystery cookie bar. It seems like we got components from almost every decade here. We have a green retort pouch, which is kind of in line with the 1980, very early 1990 based MREs. We have a cookie bar, which is also from that time era. Oop, I heard something. I ain't gonna say it. Wow, it smells good. Just a hint of staleness. And look at that. That is in perfect condition. Anybody who's into MREs and you have not experienced one of these oatmeal cookie bars, these are absolutely amazing. They don't measure up to what we have today. By measure up, I mean better. These, I think, are the best flavor to these survival bars that you see a lot of on the internet. But hey, you got to try these. These and the freeze-dried fruit, if you could find some of those components, I really suggest you try them at least once. Not able to really tear this because this is already starting to go south on me. Oh, I heard something, but I ain't gonna say it. And look at this. These are definitely older type crackers because, wow, they are crumbly. All right, well, let's just get it out. They're already breaking up on me. They look unique because they do have the holes of the older type crackers. Oh, we got one whole one. Look at the holes in that. And they have a different type of score line on them, and this one's already about to snap. Yep. And look, they even have a nice golden brown toasted color to them. Yeah, they unfortunately got pretty beat up, but let's just have a little taste. Wow, smell good. A slight hint of staleness. Oh, unbelievable. They definitely taste good. We have our grape jelly. I didn't knead them up. It is 1 ounce, 28 grams. And there is no date code on any of this. So let's cut this open and see what we have. Let's put it on a spoon first, just in case we... Oh wow, that looks good. Wow, and that tastes fabulous. That really does. And that's everything. I could have swore we had some peanut butter around here. I guess not. All right. Let's, oh, this main is hot. Let's open this up and see what the main looks like. Wow. Nice tear pouch. I do smell. Wow, that smells good. This is pork with rice and barbecue sauce. It looks like we're going to be adding the crackers to this because it is very mushy. Whatever rice is in there definitely seems like it's seen better days. And the little chunks of meat in there, I feel, are getting stuck in the retort pouch. All right, we got pretty much almost everything out of that. Let's give this a little try and see what we got. You know what? Let's dig into this. Let's give this a shot instead of just assuming it's going to be a fail. All right, so we got our this is tiny winner towelette, white tip matches, USA. D.D. Bean and Son of North Carolina. Not bad. I guess it would go nicely in the retort pouch. Little pack of chiclets, they seem pretty good. Napkin, pretty decent size. Wow, look at that. That is a decent size. All right, and our salt. So before we salt this, let's give it a try by itself. Got a nice chunk of meat right there, pork. I do see rice. The barbecue sauce is very overwhelming. It smells like a sweet barbecue sauce. So let's give the meat a taste first. Got a nice little chunk there. Wow. That's nice. That's almost like a pulled pork. This sauce is definitely a tomato-based barbecue. No hint of vinegar. It's sweet. That's nice. Look at that big chunk of meat right there. That's all meat right there. That's nice. Let's see if we could break that up. That is pretty solid. Oh, look at that. You could definitely tell it has some age on it. The meat almost look like it's becoming cured, like a jerky, a soft jerky. Let's get a nice spoonful here. That's pretty nice. That is. I'm not getting any off taste, but very bland. It really is. There's not much flavor of the rice. The salt profile, slightly salty, but not overpowering. So let's put our whole crackers here, and let's break up a couple and put them in for texture. Right, like germs would do. We need some texture in this. All right. These crackers feel nice. They got a good texture to them. There we go. Get all that in there. That's going to help soak up a lot. Wow, making a mess here. Let's mix this up. And since we already know how this tastes, we're going to pop some... I'm not going to go with the salt because it's on the borderline of starting to become salty. And I don't want to kill it with that salt. Let's try this cherry flavored drink mix. Mixed up nicely. Wow, that has a nice cherry smell to it, kind of like a Kool-Aid it reminds me. I'm not getting any kind of chemical smell. Oh wow, that is refreshing. That almost tastes like a cherry ice pop that's begun to melt. That is nice. I like that. We're going to definitely put some more crackers in here because it seems like it needs it. All right. And the hot sauce. This is, while it's not exactly the same as the powdered hot sauce that we find in today's MREs. This is very close to it. Now, I haven't messed around with this, but I'm suspecting that if I cut this probably with maybe a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a little onion powder, and a little garlic, maybe even a touch of salt, this would replicate the current packet of hot sauce, but not to be confused with the picante sauce, the powdered picante. That's a totally different profile. The current packets in the MREs, I forgot what menus they are, that do have the powdered hot sauce, it is a cayenne based powder. So I think you're solid if you use this and start experimenting with the flavor profile to replicate that. But this is starting to look real good. Let's, you tend to have to kind of go heavy because you think of cayenne and you say, wow, that's going to be hot, and it's really not that hot. But it is a total different flavor profile than the current Tabasco, because that is a vinegar based, and this is, you know, I don't know how you're going to get a vinegar flavor in something powdered. But let's give this a taste. Oh wow, that definitely makes it pop. The crackers for texture, the cayenne pepper for a little heat, and actually we need more, because like I said, this stuff is not as hot as you think. Why are we clumping up here? There we go. So I want a little more heat in this, bring out the barbecue flavor of the pork. All right, now we're good. Yep. That is on the money right there. And this is pretty good. Decent sized main, 8 ounces. I don't think they give any calorie information on this, no. So if anybody knows what year they started putting the calorie information on these mains, please put it in the comments. Let me know, because I've never ever seen these on eBay, and when I saw them, 2 of them, I snatched them up, and honestly, they were cheap. They really were. I think I maybe paid $7 for each meal, plus a couple dollars shipping. So definitely a unique purchase that I think was worth it. Yep. And I'm glad I was able to find it, because this, I think, will make a great review. Things that haven't been seen or reviewed. Wow. That is good. And that spoon, that's pretty good. This is holding up nicely. Drink. Wow, that is almost like a cherry ice pop that's melting. Not too sweet. Still tastes a little watery, but you're kind of in that realm of a little too much water, it's going to taste watery. A little less water, it's going to kind of be a little too sweet. So I think that is awesome. Right on 8 ounces. Perfect. This is good. Nice. Let's see what we got here with this grape jelly. A little clumpy, a little watery. You can definitely see it's aged. It's almost like, well, almost black, but I can see some little particles of grape. Very watery. Good flavor. It's definitely aged, because it's almost like a blackcurrant jam. Look at that big clump coming out right there. That is nice. I like that. We don't often see these older type beverages in current MREs. I wish they would bring them back, because sometimes you just want something a little more just down to earth. You don't want to have to taste the salts in it, the minerals, the isotonics. You know, just some good old-fashioned comfort drink. Remind you what you're fighting for. All right. You can definitely tell this is an older meal because some of that pork, it's almost starting to cure as a jerky. And it's, you know, it's not as soft as you would think as a pulled pork, but who knows how long this has been sitting in a retort pouch and how it's been stored. But so far, we're doing all right. Napkin's doing a good job. All right, while we're finishing this, I wanted to kind of play around with this. Let me take a bite. I wanted to play around with this cereal bar. Now, I've had several of these, and I have never broken them up and made a cereal porridge. So, I'm curious. Wow, they are firm. But let's experiment and try to break this up as much as we can and create a cereal. Now, if you're trying these for the first time, I would definitely say either break half of it apart and experience the bar by itself as it was intended, and then break up the other, or just enjoy the whole bar by itself. I mean, it's kind of like a mini meal because they do expand when you eat them, and they do have a unique profile, flavor profile, but definitely try one. Definitely recommend it. They are unique. Listen, they're not perfect because remember, this is old technology. They were still kind of experimenting in the 80s and the 90s with the retort pouches, the menus. All right, almost looks like brown sugar. We have it broken up. Now, normally, I've seen Germs and other reviewers put the packet of sugar in there, the creamer, and make almost like a cereal. But we don't have any creamer, and we don't have any sugar because, as you can see, no coffee was provided in this menu, which is kind of shocking. They provide you with a drink. Coffee would have been nice, maybe a tea. And we're going to let that sit and get soft. The chunks are still kind of chunky. But I've been curious to try this, so probably would have been better to use hot water. But we'll let that sit in its liquid and soften up. And we'll see what we get out of it. Might not work, or we might find something special. All right, that doesn't taste bad at all. All right, let's finish this up here. Another bite of our aged jelly grape on older crackers, non-salted. That's tasty, that is good. Nice sweet flavor profile. Get off my cereal bar, grape. I don't want you contaminating the flavor. Almost looks like a little raisin. Okay, this is softening up nicely. I wish I crushed this up a little more, but you don't know how dense that is and how hard. You'd almost have to smash it with a rolling pin while it's in the package to really kind of powder it up. But let's get a little taste. Wow. Sweet, not overpowering. Got a nice oatmeal flavor. Have a nice hint of cereal. The chunks that are in there are softening up nicely. That's good. That is definitely unique. Can't stop eating it. Let's take a drink of our melted ice pop. Nice. Surprised I'm not getting any kind of chemical aftertaste from this, because these older flavored drinks are notorious for having a chemical after smell or after residue taste. You know, that's good. I like that. Look how red it is. Lips probably look like you've been drinking Kool-Aid all day. All right, I'm starting to get full. Let's finish this up. That softened up nicely. Give that a little time. That turned into a nice little oatmeal. More like a porridge. Very fine grain. Very pleasant. Let's finish up these 2 crackers with the rest of the jam we have. That's 1. That's 2. And that's it. Back to our cherry drink. Very surprised over this. Really am. No sediment in the bottom. Nice flavor. No chemical taste. Very enjoyable. Having that cold, definitely A+. Okay, let's give a taste of this cereal bar by itself. I'm going to finish consuming this off camera, but let's get a taste. Exactly like I remember. It's got a firm bite to it, but once you break into it, it does crumble nicely, and it does break up. Has a very, very good cereal taste, very filling, and it's definitely very tasty. I really can't say enough about these cereal bars. It's a shame they don't produce them anymore. I think they should put them back in nice MREs, current issue MREs, because these would be a great on-the-go, high-energy, light meal where you can just throw down a bottle of water, chew down one of these, and you would definitely be sustained for a couple hours easily. It's a shame they don't produce those anymore. Those are very unique, very versatile. We've all seen these. I'm going to actually save these. You know what? The hell with it. We're going to eat it. I got a few of these laying around. And let's cleanse the palate. Wow. I don't know if you heard that, but that was very, very dried out. They definitely do have some age to them. The spearmint flavor tastes a little stale. This Winner's towelette was a fail. Look how dry that looks. So much for wiping ourselves down. That was a fail. Matches. White tip. I don't know if everyone understands this, but the reason reviewers point out the color of the tip, 2 things. Could be the composition of what they're made of, but mostly it's during the time period. Certain compositions of the match head indicate the years they were produced and what type of composition they are. The older Rations, the green pack matches, had a more vibrant composition, and the composition of the striker material was more to reduce moisture. These look like safety match composition, which they're not very ignitable, and they're more susceptible to moisture. All right, well, if you stuck around this far, thank you. This has been a unbagging and review and taste test of a unique menu number 2 by the Wornick Company. I'm not really sure about the date codes. I want to say a 96 possibly, or maybe even 2006. But with how these components were packaged, I'm probably going to say 96. But then again, who knows? If you know, put it in the comments. I would really love to know what year this was. But with the variety of packaging, I'm not going to speculate because I'm unsure. So, thanks for sticking around. And part 2 is going to be the next menu. Stand by. All right, we're back. This is part 2 of a unique menu manufactured by the Wornick Company. Menu 3. There's no date codes on this bag, and I can't really find too much information on it, but it's a unique menu. What we're having is an 8-ounce main of chili macaroni. Pretty small ingredient list, pretty unique. The date code is the 10th day of 7. I'm not sure if that's 97, 2007, but pretty unique menu. We have a old school retort pouch, pretty hot. This is chili and macaroni, very hot. I boiled it for about 10 minutes. Anybody knows anything about this, please let me know. We have peanut butter. This is a 1.5 ounce peanut butter. This almost looks like this is from a humanitarian daily ration or a survivor ration. Unique silver packaging. This also was manufactured on the 309th day of 6. Again, I don't know if that's 96, 2006, but feels pretty good. Same thing with the crackers. 195th day of 7. And we have a unique beverage powder that kind of looks like old school beverage. This is the grape flavor. 100-5, 100th day of some year with 5 in it. It's a 34-gram pack, which is manufactured by Transpackers Services in Brooklyn, New York. This calls for 12 ounces. Let's take care of that right now. And I didn't want to just consume this oatmeal cookie bar by Right Away Food Corp. I was going to save it, but I think we're going to do something special with this bar. And I'll let you know exactly what we're going to do in a second. So, with the cereal bar, something interesting I wanted to do for the viewers. You know, I'm telling viewers that if you haven't had one of these cookie bars, you should really try to find one. They're worth it. I was going to save it and send it to a friend, but this is what I'm going to do. When this video is posted, I'm going to do a giveaway for this bar and a surprised tan ration bag. It's not going to be one of these surprise ones. It's going to be one of the older Desert Storm era tan bag MREs. I'm going to do a giveaway. Now, there's three rules to the giveaway. You have to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. At the end of the week, when I have this video posted, 7 days later, I will pick someone randomly out of the comment section, and if they like the video, commented, and are a subscriber, I will reach out to them to get their information, and I will send them this cookie bar and a surprise ration, a tan bag. So I thought that would be fun. Let someone else experience this. Now, if you have not ever had one of these, if you have had one of these, let someone get it that hasn't. All right, let's try to bring the newer people into these rations that haven't experienced these old school cereal bars. Let them experience it. So without further ado, let's plate this up and enjoy it. So we got our grape drink. Wow, look at that. And the last one was like a, oh, we got some drippage there. That was like a cereal bar. That was like a cherry ice pop that melted. That was truly unique. Let's wipe this up here. All right. Yeah, so we're going to do a giveaway with this. So I'm going to put it on the side so I don't accidentally eat it. Let's pop open these crackers. Wow, I heard it. I'm not going to say it, but I heard it. Oh boy. All right. And these crackers look like they're possibly in better condition than the last pack. The last pack I opened and they just crumbled. Wow, look at that. All right. So we got minimal damage. Two of them are, oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. All right, look at that. They got a nice toasty coating. Wow, they smell good. They really do smell good. They got a weird perforation that only goes down one part. Oh, and they are brittle. Wow, look at this. They're just falling apart in my hand. All right, let's try one. Very good. So, while we're doing that, let's set up this peanut butter. I'm curious about this peanut butter. I never had anything in a silver package before. But definitely looks good. I mean, you can't go wrong with peanut butter, right? It is thick, I'll tell you that. So let's knead this down and get it out. Wow, that is thick peanut butter. All right, that's one. Doesn't want to break. We'll do two. Looks like we have enough here for two. All right. Let's open this main up. And I think this will be amazing. Tabasco sauce with this chili and macaroni. So I'm going to be adding that. The chili powder that I used in the last video, that was good. But I missed that vinegar-based hot sauce. Wow, this looks amazing. This really does look good. Big, chunky pieces of macaroni. We got a nice, heavy meat presence. Wow. That smells good. That really does smell good. All right, let's look at the sauce. Smells really good. Wow, and that tastes really good. Already got me salivating over here. All right, let's go right for the hot sauce. And we're putting it all in. I want some heat in this one. All right. All right, let's mix this up. And you know what? I saved these crackers for this. Because I want to put some crackers in this. All right, so wow, this is looking good. That crackers is definitely soaking up the sauce. I can already see the sauce getting thicker. That vinegar smell is starting to come out from the Tabasco. This is looking real good. And believe it or not, this was really not that salty. So I think we're going to use the packet from the first menu, which was a little salty. And we're going to add just a little bit of salt into this. All right, and there was not much in there, probably 3 grams. All right, let's give this a taste. This is looking really good now. All right, got a nice big macaroni in there. We got definitely a lot of meat. Tastes pretty good, probably heavily processed. Looks like a ground beef. And we got some pretty large size macaroni noodles. Oh, that is amazing with the Tabasco and the meat sauce. It's wow, did that hit you, that vinegar? Nice. Yep, that's the way to do it with the crackers. Got some good texture. Got a fair amount of meat in this. I'm pretty surprised. I thought it was going to be mostly sauce, but fair amount of meat in this. Good amount of sauce for the crackers to soak up. And the texture of the pasta, it's still kind of firm. Very surprising. All right, let's put a dent into this. I don't want this to be a long video, considering it's such a light menu. That's really good. I really wish I knew the age on this, because this is really outstanding. The crackers definitely make it pop, and that Tabasco leaves a nice heat to it. Vinegar aftertone, definitely great flavor. I like that powdered hot sauce, but there's no substitute for that Tabasco. And now our grape drink. Let's give it a whiff. Okay, we got a nice pronounced grape flavor. I don't smell any chemical residue. Let's give it a swig. Yep, not as flavorful as the cherry, but it's good. It is. It has definitely good color. I mean, look at that color. That is true grape flavor, purple. That is good. Subtle, light, isn't very sweet at all. Just a hint of sweetness, not overly sweet. And I mixed it exactly with 12 ounces. Wow, this macaroni is good. Get another taste of that grape. It's really a shame we don't have these drinks today in today's MREs. That is fantastic. That would be really good to have with a current style MRE. So, does anyone know what year this might be? Because I'm not even going to try to guess. With all these different components, a silver packet of peanut butter, 1.5 ounce, toasted crackers, a main that comes in a shelf-stable Food Cincinnati, Ohio box, 10th day of 7, and still have this unique Powers of Performance Military Rations box label. I'm not even going to guess. Some comments are suggesting that this maybe has been a prototype menu or even a civilian overrun, which I'm not even sure. But let's try this peanut butter and crackers. Very thick, heavy peanut butter. Very good. Very thick, very flavorful peanut butter. Crackers are amazing. And this just pops with the Tabasco. All right, so we're almost done here. No need to open this. I still got my napkin from the last menu. Chewing gum was very hard and it lost its flavor within a minute or two. We got a salt packet, which we used in this one. We have a moist towelette called Winners, which was a loser because it was already all dried out. And we have matches, which were white tip American flag. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. This is definitely a winner. I'm going to do a giveaway. It's going to be for the cereal bar, which I think, like I said before, every person that enjoys having rations and you have yet to experience an oatmeal cookie bar, you got to try one of these. There's only a certain amount of them that are out there that are still edible. That means one day we won't see these anymore. This was produced on the 310th day of 5. I don't know if that's 95, 85, 2005. So I'll send this cookie bar and a tan bag MRE, which will be a surprise, to the lucky subscriber that I'll randomly pick from the video comments. The only rules are you have to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you satisfy those 3 criterias, you're in the running. And I will do that on the anniversary of 1 week, 7 days from when the video is posted. And I'll announce it in the comment section. I'm going to finish this up off camera. Grape drink was definitely a hit. The cherry drink in the first menu was amazing. The main from the first menu and this one was amazing. Crackers and the jelly, you know, they were okay. This peanut butter and crackers, amazing. I threw in some Tabasco sauce to make that pop. Threw the rest of the crackers in. I'll be finishing this peanut butter. There's like a little squirt left in it. This was definitely a unique ration, which I doubt I'll probably ever see again. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate my subscribers coming to watch. And thank you again so much for the comments and the subscriptions. Channel is only about a month old and it is taking off, and I am so happy that I can continue producing content for you guys because I truly enjoy diving into these weird rations. Every time we open a bag, we just don't know what we're going to see. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one.